At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established.
What if I told you that some of the most trusted news stories from the mid
I have much worse to tell you, and I feel like they're regarding Jeffrey Epstein because he keeps showing me at You're telling me JFK, the JFK files will be open. I see Cuba and Israel. They already are open. But you're saying full exposure. There's more to come, and a breakdown and a new view, and the plot and plan will come forward to take down America. You have heard correct. I hear, what are they planning? And I hear an escape route. And when he was showing me that, I saw the Democrats. Now I hear fighting for success, some, but it will not last long. And you're showing me Jennifer Aniston. Oh, Lord. She might have a lot to do with it. There's much more to come. You're showing me Usher. I don't know why I see Travis Scott. And I see pornography. Who's on the list? I will make it happen. Lord, what the shit these words? You're telling me there's much more to come, and I see Washington, D.C. Who's watching you, and who's checking up on you? I see the CIA and critical infrastructures. Why would they be checking up on me? You will say it all and not leave one word behind, but great exposure. Lord, how am I going to do that? Strategic places and strategic cases? I will show you my daughter. Okay, Lord, well, let me just take a break because I just kind of got tired. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, you guys see when the Lord gave me that word, it was November 19th. He gave me that word, and he also gave me a word about, what's his name? Harvey Weinstein or something? Guys, I tried to do that word today before I put that other word out, and my thing wouldn't let me. I tried to do it again today. It wouldn't even play. So the word about Harvey Weinstein, I think that's his name, Harvey Weinstein. My phone literally won't let me play the word, and I feel the Lord, because the enemy does not want the word out there. I feel the Lord. So I happen to turn on TV. I see Amanda Grace talking about 2 National Guards just got shot and killed. I saw her short. I didn't watch her whole live. I saw her short, and she was decoding what that meant, okay? Before I saw the short, I was in my kitchen, and the Lord said, Operation Mockingbird. Operation Mockingbird. And I'm like, what is Operation Mockingbird? So I did other things, and I'm like, okay, let me sit down and see what the Lord is saying. So I listened to what it is. I'm like, okay, maybe this has something to do with the National Guard or something. I listened to Amanda's thing, and literally in that thing that she decoded, it's talking about the CIA. Guys, the word that I just played, what's today's date, was a week ago, when the Lord was talking to me about the CIA and telling me Washington, D.C. Now, I'm going to play the video the short that Amanda decoded this, but also I'm going to play the word that the Lord just gave me. And the word that the Lord just gave me, I found this word about the CIA from November 19th after he gave me this word about the CIA. And I saw this video from Amanda after he gave me this word today about the CIA. You can't make this up. Let me show you the video from Amanda.
Hello, everyone. Amanda Grace here from Ark of Grace Ministries. So, breaking news. 2 National Guard members have been tragically shot and killed near the White House. This is not an accident, and neither is the timing of this. These are like the decrees of destruction that I have been talking about. However, I want to show you something. Just days prior to this, Mayor Muriel Bowser, Washington, D.C.'s mayor, announced she will not seek re-election next year. Let me show you what's hidden within this, okay? Mayor Muriel Bowser of Washington, D.C. announced will not seek re-election next year. Guess what is hidden within this event that just happened days prior to this incident that happened today, the shooting that happened today? What can you spell from this? Well, let's see. Washington, D.C., National Guard shooting, Brennan, CIA sedition. From this event that just happened days prior to this very serious shooting near the White House of the National Guard, you can spell Washington, D.C., National Guard shooting, Brennan, CIA sedition. This is not an accident. These are the things that are hidden beneath the surface. The surface that they just want you to keep looking on. This is what's hidden underneath it. This is no accident. These events unfolding in order are very intentional. Be watchmen right now. Be in the Word of God every single day. Keep the faith.
Lord, why did you tell me Operation Mockingbird? I hear CIA intelligence, and I hear newspaper and headlines, and what are they telling you? Be brave and give the words that I'm telling you to say. You're showing me Jeffrey Epstein. You're showing me Candace Owens. Now you're showing me the CIA. Okay, I hear Mockingbird and I hear talking points. Okay. When you said Mockingbird to me earlier, it was like I got the impression of people mocking people. And I feel like this is what's going on with Candace Owens, like a mocking event, people mocking her. Like it's a talking point to mock her, to hide the truth about what's really going on throughout the system. And you're showing me Egyptians. You're telling me the talking point will change in her favor. And when you were showing me Egyptians, you were showing me the sun goddess Ra. Why? Now you're showing me the hieroglyphics on the wall of the Nephilim. And you're telling me several species trying to take her down. Okay, I see a breed not of I am. And this is within the royal bloodline. Ooh, I feel you, Lord. Okay, Lord. All right. Okay, she's up against more than she knows. And I see Macron in the background. She doesn't understand spiritual things, so she needs prayer. Like she hasn't been taught well about those things because of the religion of Catholicism that she's in, that doesn't really teach spiritual things to that degree. Is that what you're saying, Lord? You're bringing me back to Ra and sun goddess worship. I also see Macron in the back. Why? I see England. I see Great Britain. I'm seeing Macron's, I guess, wife. I hear like British-backed forces. And now you're showing me the National Guard. Why, Lord? I hear CIA operatives will be taken down in this hour and all will be exposed. What happened at the National Gate? Okay, you just said stay on guard. You had me say what happened at the National Gate, and then you said stay on guard, which you have been saying. And it was 2 National Guards that were shot, killed. He showed me on their watch during their time of duty, and he's telling us to stay on guard. and do not be caught sleeping. Okay, we are up next and fear not. And when he said that, I see the persecution of the Christians. Okay, he said National Guard, and we are the line of defense in the spiritual realm. And he said spiritual concepts indeed. And he's telling us to stay prayed up and geared in. And he said much is coming, much is ensuing, and the change is around the corner. And I see Epstein in the back. Ooh, for you, Lord. Ooh, I see much exposure. I see the year 2022. Okay, now I hear a reversal of times, and all will be known. I shut down every monitoring spirit, every owl spirit, Freemason, occultic spirit, and rebuke you, cast it to the pits in Jesus' name. Legends in my kingdom, you are Dorothy's. Lord, is there something else that you want me to share? What is this whole thing with the National Guards? Okay, it's interesting because he's showing me how it was 2 that was killed. And he's reminding me how when 2 or more touch and agree on anything, it shall be done. But if both are taken down, if both are sleeping, who is staying on guard? I just hear open doors and open gateways. These people understand spiritual concepts. And then I hear the watchers to these gateways. We need to be praying against these demonic watchers. Siriatu surumate sihaya Messiah. Setting the host of heaven out against these demonic watchers. It's like the watchers are watching over principalities and states and regions. And then I hear regional awareness. And then conflicting causes. Now I hear ear gates, eye gates. And he's bringing me back to Mockingbird. How Mockingbird is a CIA initiative, to bring about propaganda and fake news after they have been paid off. And I believe he's going to tell me more about this matter later. Okay, so that word that you just heard was given to me before I watched Amanda Grace's decoding of what she decoded. Now, the Harvey Weinstein word that my iPad will not play selectively. All the other recordings play, but that one, when I hit play, it does not play. You see, I was scrolling, trying to hit play at every minute or every second. It doesn't play. So, and I feel the Lord. Do you want to bring back the word? The Lord was saying something to me about him being on the list. I cannot remember the rest at all right now, which is absolutely crazy. Maybe it's the Lord protecting me, or maybe it's the enemy trying to stop me from giving the word. Okay, now I'm going to play this video if you don't know what Mockingbird is, so that you can get an understanding of what Operation Mockingbird is.
At CBS, we had been contacted by the CIA. As a matter of fact, by the time I became the head of the whole news and public affairs operation in 1954, the ships had been established.
What if I told you that some of the most trusted news stories from the mid-20th century weren't just justified by journalists, but by the CIA itself?
That planted stories intended to serve a national purpose abroad came home and were circulated here and believed here.
The very foundation of media trust and journalistic integrity was quietly being manipulated by a covert operation designed to shape public opinion during one of the most tense and pivotal times in global history, the Cold War.
Khrushchev, which said that he would withdraw these missiles and technicians and so on, providing we did not plan to invade Cuba.
This operation, known as Operation Mockingbird, was more than just a strategic move by the United States. It was a sweeping campaign to control narratives, influence ideologies, and steer the collective consciousness of entire nations.
Because this would mean that the CIA could manipulate the news in the United States by channeling it through some foreign country. And we're looking at that very carefully.
But how exactly did the CIA manage to pull this off? And what does this mean for how we consume media today? Let's dive deep into the shadowy world of Operation Mockingbird, a story that will make you question every headline, every news story, and every trusted source you've ever known. As we explore this covert operation, we'll also take a closer look at a surprising connection with one of the most prominent feminists of the 20th century, Gloria Steinem.
Ralph, how long were you with the CIA?
I was with them 25 years. I joined in 1952. I retired in 1977.
Imagine it's the late 1940s. The world is emerging from the devastation of World War II, and two superpowers are locking horns in what would become the Cold War, the United States and the Soviet Union. Both nations are vying for global influence, not just through military might, but through the battle for hearts and minds.
A good many of us do not have a clear picture of what the CIA does. I think many of us believe it is an intelligence gathering agency, that it gets information, that information becomes intelligence, and then it passes it on to key areas in the government. Is that an accurate impression?
No, it isn't.
Information, as they say, becomes the new weapon of choice. This is where the CIA steps in, spearheading a covert operation that would forever change the landscape of media. Codenamed Operation Mockingbird, this secret program was designed to control the narrative in the media, ensuring that pro-American stories dominated the headlines, while communist ideologies were systematically discredited. But how did this all start? And who were the masterminds behind this audacious plan?
The CIA is not an intelligence agency. It's a covert action agency. Covert action being overthrowing or supporting foreign governments. Another part of covert action is disinformation.
The seeds of Operation Mockingbird were sown in the tense geopolitical climate of the post-war era. Frank Wisner, a key figure in the CIA and head of its Office of Policy Coordination, realized that in order to win the Cold War, the U.S. needed more than just military strength. It needed to control information.
Do you have any people being paid by the CIA who are contributing to a major circulation American journal?
We do have people who submit pieces to two American journals.
Alongside him was Allen Dulles, who would later become the Director of Central Intelligence, and together they envisioned a media landscape where the CIA could covertly guide public opinion.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Kash Patel, FBI Director. We're here to brief you on the tragic events that happened today at approximately 2:15 local time in Washington, D.C., where two of our brave members of the National Guard and the Department of War were brazenly attacked in a horrendous act of violence. They were shot. They're in critical condition. As you can see behind me, we have assembled the full force of both the federal and state and local law enforcement agencies to bring bear all of our resources to make sure we find the perpetrators responsible for this heinous act. And make no mistake, they will be brought to justice. Since this is an assault on a federal law enforcement officer, this will be treated at the federal level as an assault on a federal law enforcement officer. The FBI will lead out on that mission with our interagency partners to include the Department of Homeland Security, Secret Service, ATF, DEA. And we're thankful for the mayor's assistance in this matter. The Metropolitan Police Department and their skills in investigating homicides and gun shootings in this city is exceptional. We will work together collaboratively because this is a matter of national security, because it's a matter of pride. President Trump has been informed. We've been in contact with the White House. We will shortchange the American public with no resources to make sure we find and safeguard our nation's capital right here in Washington, D.C., and bring anyone responsible for this heinous act of violence to justice. I would lastly like to add to the American public in the world, please send your prayers to those brave warriors who are in critical condition and their families. They are here serving our country. They are here protecting everyday Americans and citizens around the world in our nation's capital. They are the heroes of this day, and we must remember them on this day and every day and their families and the sacrifice they have made. I will now turn it over to Chief Carroll of the Metropolitan Police Department. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Jeff Carroll. I'm the Executive Assistant Chief here at the Metropolitan Police Department. At approximately 2:15 this afternoon, members of the D.C. National Guard were on high visibility patrols in the area of 17th and I Street Northwest when a suspect came around the corner, raised his arm with a firearm, and discharged it at the National Guard members. The National Guard members, there were other members that were in the area. They were able to, after some back and forth, able to subdue the individual and bring him into custody. Within moments, members of law enforcement in the area were also able to assist and bring that individual into custody. At this time, as the Director mentioned, the National Guard members are being treated at a local hospital. DC Fire and EMS responded to the scene to provide first aid for those individuals and transport them to a local hospital. The suspect in this case was also transported for treatment at a local hospital.
Hey guys, this video is brought to you by Glory Changers. Go and check out the Glory Changer store where you can get these bracelets that say Jesus, Yeshua, Adonai. There's many different bracelets for men and women. I do pray, decree, and declare, and release the anointing over each bracelet that I make. Each bracelet is made with love, and whatever the Lord has me decree and declare onto it for the person who will receive it, because he knows all things. Glory Changers, from glory to glory. Come and check out the Glory Changers store.